Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports. And coming up on today's show, everything that you need to know about Jimmy Garoppolo's injury and his entire contract situation. Now, if you've been a long-time watcher of this show, you can hop back into a time machine 2 months ago when the Raiders canceled his press conference. I said, according to a source, that Jimmy Garoppolo failed his physical. Now, we didn't make an exact story around it because it was still a little bit unknown. I kind of wish I would have ran with it. But to make sure that you never miss anything around the silver and black, we got wall-to-wall, to the window, to the wall coverage here on this team. Hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications. That way, you never miss any live videos or any videos we drop here on YouTube. So let's first start with the latest around Jimmy Garoppolo, sponsored by Bird Dogs. He suffered a foot injury during the 2022 NFL season. The injury was a broken medial and middle cuneiform along with a broken second metatarsal. So essentially, it's a foot injury. After signing with the Raiders, he ended up having surgery. So essentially also, the 49ers team doctors said, you're good. The 49ers doctors have struggled in recent years. The Raiders team doctors look at it and said, no, you're not going to be able to pass this physical. So that's why the Raiders postponed Garoppolo's introductory press conference, was because of the injury, because, well, now there was the injury came out there. They flagged them, the medical team. Well, now we have to get a brand new contract situated. I'm frustrated with McDaniels and Ziegler. I get what their job is, but at the same time, it's always very difficult to believe anything McDaniels and Ziegler have to say because of the amount of times they have just strictly looked at all of our faces and lied directly to our faces. They said that there was no reason at the press conference with Garoppolo, nothing to worry about. I mean, that's just another point-blank example. They looked at all of us, and that was a lie. The injury resulted, though, in the Raiders removing his signing bonus with the full $22.5 million becoming now his base salary. But this number here is only good if he passes his physical. So that's something important to look at. In terms of the Jimmy Garoppolo injury timetable, I reached out to one of my friends who, he's a doctor, and he works in the NFL world, and I said, all right, the best way you can explain this Garoppolo injury to me, because I've seen so many different things from so many different places. He told me that with the injury that Garoppolo has, the cuneiform injury, that could take 6 to 12 weeks to heal. He also told me that the metatarsal injury could be usually 8 to 12. He also did tell me, though, that months, like months and months it can take, can also be in depending on the severity of the injury. So all I know is this. We got a very injury-riddled quarterback with up to 6 to 12 weeks. I'm going to guess 12 weeks for the injury. Now, the next question is this. When is Garoppolo going to return to the field? When are we going to get to see him in the McDaniels offense in a Raiders uniform? The real answer there is I have no freaking idea. McDaniels hinted at something around training camp, but like I just said, McDaniels lies to us all the time. I do know that the Raiders are not going to rush Jimmy Garoppolo back, and honestly, they shouldn't rush him back. So to me, if he had surgery, which sounds like he had it sometime right after March, training camp's going to be somewhere at the end of July. Math, that's around 16 weeks to heal, around 4 months. So when I hear of, okay, it should only take 12 weeks to heal, they're going to give him at least 16. He should be 100% ready to go by the regular season, correct? In theory, it should be that. However, when you think about Garoppolo, you think about the injury, when you heard the news that everything going on right now with Garoppolo and this foot injury, he's not ready, he might not even play this season, he might be done for his career, what was your one-word reaction? I want to know down in the comments section right now your one-word reaction to the Jimmy Garoppolo news. My one-word reaction is it's frustrating. It's frustrating because you're looking at McDaniels and Ziegler, and they are making a huge risk here on a quarterback that's played only one fully healthy season and 9-year career. The analogy that I continue to give people is, Dad, I love you to death, but everybody has that parent, or everybody knows that one person when they're traveling somewhere, and you know they're lost, but they are so afraid to go away from their plan because of pride that they're not going to take the map instructions. they're not going to listen to Siri. Siri's saying, hey, I can give you a whole nother route calculation that's going to save you 2 hours. McDaniels and Ziegler are like, no, I don't want to save 2 hours. This is the plan. This is what we're sticking to. And that's at times why I get so frustrated with McDaniels and Ziegler, because they're so afraid to admit that they're wrong. Adults, they can admit that they're wrong. It's okay. And right now, Garoppolo's been a little bit of a swing and a miss. I've also seen this take out there that the Raiders should have just kept Derek Carr. No, they shouldn't have. It was more than enough time to move on. And I also laugh because people who are freaking out like, oh, we should have kept Carr. You didn't win anything with DC. Yeah, you might not win anything with Garoppolo either, but I would rather be one of the worst teams in the NFL than continue to be mediocre. The only way you get out of mediocrity is by moving on. So sure, if we don't have Garoppolo, that at least gives us a shot for Drake May, gives us a shot for Caleb Williams, and then you continue to go on. It was okay moving on from Derek Carr. Something also that I want you guys to go check out here is our awesome sponsor, Bird Dogs. These legs, I'll be honest, they're not mine. But if you want to get your hands on these shorts, go to birddogs.com and make sure that you use promo code CHAT. Anytime we get a brand new sponsor here, I try to do my best to illustrate and tell you a little bit about them. And I'm excited to share my personal experience with our new sponsor, Bird Dogs. These shorts and pants have truly changed the game for me. The fit, it is unparalleled. I have never felt better in any other clothing item. Not only do they make me look great, but they're so damn comfortable that I can wear them all day without feeling restricted. Plus, the stretchy fabric hugs my legs in all of the right places. When it comes to pants, shorts, I want three things. That is fit, comfort, and versatility. If they fit me well and I look good in them, all I ever need is Alex to look at me and be like, hey, babe, you're rocking those shorts, you're rocking those pants. In terms of comfort, the stretchy fabric, if I want to squat in these things, you can do it. If I want to go for a run, you can do it. I want my twigs and berries to be more than comfortable. And then the versatility, the freedom to be able to wear these to work, the freedom to be able to wear the shorts when I'm at the gym, the freedom to be able to wear the shorts, I was wearing them in Cancun. I love Bird Dogs, the pants, the shorts, all of it. And if you're ready to elevate your wardrobe with Bird Dogs, click the link in the description and in the comments, or go to birddogs.com, and when you enter promo code CHAT, they're going to throw in a free Yeti-style tumbler with every order. And actually, I wanted to show you guys my Bird Dog Yeti-style tumbler right here. Check out this bad boy. If you want to keep your beers cold, and if you want to keep your coffee hot, Bird Dogs is hooking it up. Birddogs.com, promo code CHAT. Did you hear me? For those of you in the back, promo code CHAT, birddogs.com. Let's continue to look here at the latest around Jimmy Garoppolo. So the Raiders, they failed Jimmy G during his physical. He also added 5 clauses that waive Garoppolo's injury guarantees. Las Vegas added 2 final clauses that Jimmy G can be released. So I've seen a lot of articles out there. I have seen a lot of different stories around Garoppolo's contract. And when I was a student in high school, I'll be honest with you, I was a little bit of a lazy student, and that's just me being real, and I would always look for the Cliff Notes version. Cliff Notes saved my life. I mean, it's just, honest to God, saved my life. So what I really wanted to try to do here is give you guys my Cliff Notes version of the Jimmy Garoppolo contract and how it impacts the Raiders and what Raider fans should take away from the Jimmy Garoppolo contract. So essentially, they had Amendum G, okay, is where it all starts. And in paragraph 1 of Amendum G, the waiver acknowledges that without surgery, Garoppolo would not pass his physical. That's the thing that started it. The Raiders said, if you don't get surgery, you are never going to play for this team because our medical staff is not going to pass you for a physical. Therefore, you cannot play football. So paragraph 1 is important. Paragraph 2, the Cliff Notes of that. He expressly acknowledges and waives the risk of further injury. So Garoppolo, by signing it, he's saying, okay, I acknowledge and I can't have any further injury, also including potential permanent disability. So there is a clause in there that's basically, it says there's a chance that even if Garoppolo has a career-ending injury, doesn't matter, okay? Because he's continuing his career here with the Raiders. In paragraph 3, Garoppolo assumes all risks of continuing to play despite the condition. So even though he's got this foot, and even though he gets it cleaned up, If Garoppolo then hurts his foot not on the football field, the Raiders are not responsible for that. Paragraph 4, he waives all claims against the Raiders. Jimmy G waives all claims against the NFL, and he waives all claims against anyone else who could be responsible for the foot condition. So essentially, you got paragraph 4. I believe there's one more paragraph involved in that for the Jimmy Garoppolo discussion, and it's he agrees that any disputes regarding whether any injury involves a condition specified in the waiver shall be resolved in the discretion of club's physician, while also preserving the player's ability to seek a second opinion. So at the end of the day, it falls on the Raiders. If they, even after he gets all these surgeries, if the Raiders still look at him and they say, sorry, we're not going to pass you, he does have the ability to go get a second opinion. And after the second opinion, if it's still a no, the Raiders can say, we tried, best of luck to you, and get out of the Foley contract that the Raiders originally agreed to, which is 3 years, $72 million. That's a lot of money that they can get out of. I guess it was good that I wore this jersey. Now, this is what PFT had to say on Jimmy G's contract, and these are the guys that broke the news over the weekend. The contract preserves the team's ability to terminate the agreement with no further obligation for any reason related to the waiver and release attached as Amendment G. The waiver becomes null and void if at any time during the 2023 season, Garoppolo passes a physical exam, is active for at least one regular season game, and does not suffer re-injury to his left foot in the manner described in Addendum G. So those are the three things that the contract can become null. So essentially, he won't get any money until he passes the physical. And the Raiders, they can cut him for any reason related, as we just saw in Amendment G. So the Raiders here are actually in control. And, you know, a lot of times I poke fun at McDaniels and Ziegler because they're a group. They're a team. If McDaniels struggles, Ziegler struggles. But Ziegler continues to show you that he is playing chess when everyone else is playing checkers with some of the contracts that he is cooking up. This is another great example of a really solid contract that Dave Ziegler was able to put together for Jimmy Garoppolo. So there is a chance that Garoppolo isn't the Raiders quarterback in 2023. The question that comes up is this: what exactly happens then? Because this is the plan for the Raiders. Remember how I was saying they had one path? The path was Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady retired. So now they went to Jimmy Garoppolo. Well, after that, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Luckily, for those of you that do want to have a solid season, I never wanted Garoppolo. And for those of you that watch this show a lot, you probably know that. But I do want the Raiders to win football games. I don't want to tank. I don't like to just go out there and lose. These players make way too much money. There's way too many people that spend a lot of money on tickets. I don't show up to work every day for a team that purposely tries to lose. I just don't believe that that's how anything should be in life. So I was told by a very good source, same source that told me that he failed his physical, that Garoppolo should be more than good by week 1. That's the expectation, that he should be more than good. The problem is, it's Jimmy Garoppolo, and he seems like he's made of glass. So will Jimmy G be the Raiders quarterback in 2023? I want to know from every single person watching, whether you're watching this live, whether you're watching this on a later date, give me a yes, or I want you to give me a no. Will Garoppolo be the Raiders quarterback in 2023? My answer is yes. Jimmy G will be good to go by week 1. However, I am not going to bet that he's going to be able to play a full 17-game season. And if you think that he is, well, good for you. He's played only one full season in his entire career. Even if the surgery is okay by week 1, I'm not confident that his body is going to be able to hold up, because when you're recovering from a surgery, May, June, July, I get that he's a quarterback, but there's a lot of other things that you still need to be able to do in the offseason that he's not going to be able to do to this full extent if he was actually healthy. So will he be ready to go by week 1? Yes. Will he be good for the entire season? Unfortunately, I'm going to probably say no. Now, a lot of y'all know that I'm going to be battling Jermaine Illuminor. Some of y'all think it's a Jermaine Illuminor jersey. No, shout out to Coach Palumbo, longtime Raiders Report watcher, and we're going to be doing a Hot Wings contest. Here's the thing. There's an important time update. It was going to be from 5 to 8. Now with the Vegas Golden Knights going to the Stanley Cup Finals, I got to switch up the time here because the restaurant that we're going to be at, they have another event for the Stanley Cup game. So, important time update, 12 to 3, me against Jermaine Illuminor. It's still going to be on June 10th. We just had to switch up the time. So come hang out with Jermaine, myself, other Raiders players, other NFL players. It's going to be a hell of a time. And then, honestly, I think Chugs and I are just going to stay and watch the Stanley Cup game for after. So have an entire day with us. Come hang out. It's all also, again, for a charity. It's going to be for a great cause. Hope to see you there.